Hashtag Foodie Beauty. Weren't you just talking about another man's wife who hadn't said anything about you publicly? Chantal isn't a woman's woman. She doesn't want to lift women up at all.
Trolling only goes so far before it becomes harassment. Well, yeah, and even trolling, like, honestly, I don't miss, I like being here because people don't do that to people here. Like, women would never cut each other down to the level I've seen. Like, having come from both parts of the world, I mean, having experienced both parts of the world, coming from the Western, coming here, it's a whole different culture. People do not insult you. They're not allowed to insult each other like that online. You'll be thrown in jail. You cannot because it's harmful. It's harmful. That's why Islam is against harmful things like this, like haram. We have haram. Things are forbidden for a reason, for your own good. And talking about people like this, cyberbullying, hurting people to that degree, no, it's targeted harassment. Exactly.
Really, Chantal, you are so comfortable in your ignorance, you are blissfully unaware of cruelty happening to female domestic workers in Kuwait, or just females if you just want to focus on that. And some of the employers are female. Like this is one of the oldest cases. Yes, this I used this in one of my community posts as a teaser because this is the one case that really got our then president to quote temporarily ban deployment of Filipino workers to Kuwait. It was that bad. And Kuwait Times itself said, despite laws, Kuwait domestic helpers still vulnerable to abuse. Throughout the last 40 days, there have been many instances of domestic workers having their basic human rights violated in Kuwait. Few laws have been written and enforced by the Kuwaiti government throughout this period to protect the rights of domestic workers in Kuwait, as they do not fall under the protection of the regular Kuwaiti labor law. And despite the passing of the domestic worker law in 2016, if both the Kuwaiti sponsor and the domestic worker are unaware of the basic rights and responsibilities they are afforded under the domestic worker law, then those laws are but ink on paper. Also, in another report, I was unaware of this myself. As early as 2014, there's already a shelter for runaway maids. One story said, day and night I had to be ready, said 24-year-old Charis, a Filipina maid who worked in a Kuwaiti household for a year and a half. At night, I could only sleep for an hour or two. The husband was nice, but his wife and three children beat me, and I was not allowed any contact with my family. Her friend Malaya also worked in a Kuwaiti household until very recently. I was given food once a day and only leftovers like a dog. Very unsanitary. Malaya said. At one point, I asked the lady of the house if she'd rather have a robot. She responded by spitting on me and hitting me with a broom. These two women, whose names have been changed to protect their privacy, have spent the last few days in a new government run shelter for runaway maids in a Kuwaiti suburb. The house, which has been in use for months, is set to formally open later this year. Another such shelter, which opened in 2007, had room for only 50 women. The new one had 500 beds and currently houses around 150 women. And so, as of January 2023, this same shelter is reported to have around 400 distressed OFWs. And in this report says the MW, or the Department of Migrant Workers, sends team to Kuwait to check on distressed OFWs, that means overseas Filipino workers in government shelter. The move was an offshoot of the virtual inspection of the DMW secretary at the Bahay Kalinga shelter in Kuwait, where all those distressed OFWs are currently residing. And let's go back to that time. Yes, it's okay to go back in time when we are trying to analyze your behavior, right? Because it's in the past. Well, it's not so distant past. Let's go back again to that time you talked crap about Allah's wife, who is a Filipina, honestly working in Kuwait last time I checked.
Anyway, also when they were married, to save money because he's such a tightwad. He had like what, four black guys living in the house, and like he's a cuckold, basically doing stuff with his wife is the what we're insinuating here. Like for like imagine like Salah doesn't even want me, like didn't even want me living with Pete, and he had four black guys living with his wife in the same room. They have a small apartment. There was like just a partition. Disgusting, disgusting dogs. Hanzir, Sharmuta.
And now let's go back to the replies to FBF Fan Club Press tweet. She literally sat up and said that Allah's wife did this very thing. It's so wild how she can say this. Maybe it's because she reverted and, like being born again, all her sins are washed away. Her sins against others are not forgiven. Only her sins against Allah are forgiven. Thank you very much for the clarification. I wasn't too sure myself. No problem. I thought I saw something somewhere that if she apologized to the person, it would be forgiven or something of that nature. Is that true? I mean, if she would have to actually apologize from the heart and make the change to never do it again, like anyone would, only if she made a concerted effort and the person decided not to accept her apology, then Allah knows best whether she's forgiven or not. If she doesn't apologize, it's said that on Judgment Day, all her good deeds to the person she hurt. And she's hurt a lot of people, but Allah knows best. Now, do I think she's actually going to apologize? Probably not. But stranger things have happened. Gotcha, gotcha. Thank you for answering my question. I tried to Google, but things flip flop sometimes, so I'm never sure what to believe. No problem. Sometimes it's a difference of opinion between schools of thought. There are four. Too few characters to explain, so here's a link. The four schools of law in Islam, understanding Islam. Oh gosh, thank you so much for this. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, judge her on her actions and not her religion. You're welcome. I think a lot of people are getting hung up on separating her actions from her religion. There are a lot of things you can criticize Chantal on. She's gonna have consequences either in this life or the next, which is way worse. Yeah, I totally agree. I'd rather stick to actions than anything else, and people should too. Right? Self awareness has left the chat. She's gonna say it's her past. Not sure to me. It was just a few weeks ago. She was also talking crap about milk tea just some days ago. This is Miriam speaking. She's not the one who cut down Allah's wife. That was Foodie Beauty. Don't get it twisted. Mariam with an A. Thank you very much. It means starfish of the sea or something redonkulous and a few other unflattering terms. Me thinks she didn't think this one through very well, but we're supposed to believe she's serious about this conversion. That's not fair. I believe that Chantal wants to lift women up as much as she's able to lift herself up. Wink. Lol. Chantal just doesn't like humans unless they are functioning as a serf for her. People are utilities for her own selfish purposes. Once they no longer serve her needs, she's done with them. So, why isn't she in jail? Well, then, you are going to jail, ma'am. You called Allah's wife a sharmuta multiple times online, and you insinuated she sleeps with roommates in her home. It's only targeted harassment when it suits her. When she does it, she's defending herself. You mean like your husband telling someone to unalive themselves? Are you talking about Allah's wife being with other men? Wow, this woman has an extremely short memory. Creature, lol. Chantal hates women. Hypocrisy level is damn high. But that was self-defense, you guys. How could she let a 6-week-old private voice note go without a response? Allah made her do it. She can't even lift herself up, literally. Why does she act like she's the only Canadian or tourist to ever experience Kuwait? That's the vibe I get from her when she speaks. It's like she's the only one ever experienced the Middle East. No matter what country she's in, she's still the worst human to waddle this earth. Because that's her privilege speaking. No one knows the Middle East like that fat white woman. even those born there don't know what she does. It's like she's talking to a new audience. I don't think there's anybody new watching her other than people also hate watching. Nobody's watching her to actually learn anything about Kuwait. Also, she's not the first Canadian to marry somebody from there. You're right about all that. It's why their couple's channel isn't doing so well and they aren't doing so well financially, according to her. No one wants to see what she's doing because she doesn't do anything, really. 100%. I get it. She's in another country, but put that aside, she's doing the same things we could all do in our corners of the country. There's nothing that they have shown on the channel that made anyone think, oh my god, I must go to Kuwait. Absolutely nothing. That's the thing exactly, lol. I've seen absolutely nothing that makes me want to go over there. I'll stay where I'm at and get the same experiences. All she's done is eat and go to zoos. How thrilling. Absolutely. The only draw for me as a Canadian is the weather, lol. But I can get that in many other places in the world. When I travel, I'm making sure I am doing things and eating things that I can't get at home. The whole point of travel, lol. Hashtag she's the most boring vlogger. We know women don't treat each other like that. We heard it all when Allah told us how accommodating his wife and Murad's wife were to Chins, cleaning up after her dirty ass as if she's 5 years old. The only miserable, disgusting troll is her. It's really insane how smug she is. Wow. Oh, absolutely not, lol. I love women. I love lifting women up. I love hyping up women. Chantal hates every woman alive. Completely agree. Her BS women here would never is wild because she has never uplifted or defended a woman a day in her life. She's really out here trying to rewrite history. That part. She only defends ALR because they are both morbidly obese, and even then she would still talk crap about her. Does she seriously have dementia? Does she not realize what she said about someone else's wife who lives in Kuwait? I'm lost for words. Hashtag Foodie Beauty. Do we really need to revisit it all when the gun decides to play the fucking innocent martyr saint now that she has her costume? Get the fuck out of here, Chantal. You are the worst person ever. I lost count how many women you offended in this 1 minute clip.
Oh, no, let's say retarded. Ooh, sorry. Oh, sorry, that's a slur. Sorry, life is beautiful. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. Oh, Shell, are you offended that I'm speaking my mind? Go fuck yourself. And for what? We're Mistress Rebecca. Do you think I give a fuck? It's not against terms of service, bitch. So go fuck yourself, you psychotic fucking bitch. Langelo, you're fucking psychotic. You know that? I won't blocking you. Meant to tell you that. The fact that your husband wants to fuck me is fucked up, you old piece of shit, ugly fucker loser. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Fuck you. Joyce, I don't know if you noticed, but your face checked out 10 years ago. So kindly go fuck yourself with a fucking broom, okay? Have you looked in the mirror? I can't imagine being you, actually. I actually fucking feel sorry for you. You look like 10 miles of rough road. Old geriatric bitch with another old geriatric bitch criticizing younger, more attractive women who are overweight. Joyce, the only thing that looks good in your profile picture is your fucking visor, hiding your face. Ugly as fuck, projecting as fuck, old as fuck. Hey, Joyce gone. Suck it, bitch. You wish you were me and Amberlyn, you fucking old piece of shit. I'm about to lose all my white subs. Good. I hate white people anyways. I don't want them to sub here. Honestly, I lose beezers all the time, and new beezers come all the time. So you know what? It's your loss if you're a beezer and you leave. It's no skin off my fucking ass. I have new beezers joining all the time. I don't give a shit, honestly. Fuck you. Go away. So be patient and be
Chantal the fascist, and the only reason she thinks women in Kuwait don't talk crap is because she can't understand Arabic, and they probably talk about her behind her back. Otherwise, how would we all know about her abhorrent behavior camping with those women? Allah was mad in that message. Chins, drugs are illegal in the Western world. You did those. Driving under the influence, paying for sex, and not paying taxes, all illegal. Didn't stop you though, huh? Illegal doesn't mean it's not happening. All those women shit talking the second you're out of sight. What is she fucking talking about? She just was awful to someone's wife, and often she's the one who says vile crap about women.